It's an early start this morning for Steve, because today is a match day. Steve, a young man from Cameroon who arrived in Italy in 2012, has been working for the last 3 years as a steward in stadiums, welcoming fans and assisting security.
I'm off to the stadium now for a match that starts at noon. We've been called in at 8:40 because we have to be there several hours before the match. Some people come from other cities, so it'll take them even longer to get there.
Like Steve, more than 200 stewards will have made the trip today to work in the Ferrara Stadium in northern Italy. Some of them come from as far as Naples, more than 600 kilometers away.
They're in charge of all the entrances into the stadium. They have to check tickets and ID. It's very difficult for us to find young people who want to do this job.
Difficult because for the last 10 years, the number of people looking to work as a stadium steward has diminished. And understandably, as it's temporary work and paid an average of €30 per match, with a minimum of 6 hours work.
We're not appreciated properly. The pay isn't great, and we're not treated very well either.
Due to a lack of Italian candidates, the contractors are calling more and more on foreigners to carry out the supervision of fans. But a couple of months ago, things changed. A decree approved by Matteo Salvini, the former Minister of the Interior, requires foreign nationals to present their criminal records from their home country in order to work as a steward. A document that's impossible to obtain in Italy.
They're asking us for our criminal records. That's a document that you can only get where you were born.
It's really difficult because I have to go back to my country to get this document, and I have to cover the costs.
The measure also makes life difficult for the contractors. This entrepreneur runs a company that manages over 3,000 stadiums throughout the country. In his opinion, this decree could affect the organization of matches in Italy.
The risk is that in the future, we might be running into some obvious issues that might force us to play matches behind closed doors.
Why?
Because we wouldn't have the required minimum number of staff that allows us to open to the public.
In order to try and find a solution, Steve decided to contact a legal advisor from a sporting association.
Sir, could you explain exactly what this decree means?
You cannot have a criminal record, nor have had a complaint filed against you. This is a series of prerequisites for all stewards. If you do not fulfill these requirements, you will not be allowed to work.
I have colleagues who are unable to collect this paperwork because they come from countries at war or where there's a dictatorship. When there's war, there are no public services, so if you're a refugee, it's impossible to return to your home country to get this document.
Unable to find a permanent solution, the Italian government backtracked, but only temporarily. They agreed to an additional delay to the implementation of the decree until the 30th of June.
The current government is in a difficult situation because even if they wanted to, they can't allow the repeal of these kinds of measures because it wouldn't be very popular with the public. Plus, the ruling coalition is weak and it doesn't have the necessary consensus to act.
Accept foreign stewards or be obliged to watch the match at home on TV. A dilemma the Italians will have to resolve over the next 4 months.